What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we have some Lions news, but I also have some very, very huge, important announcements that I need to give to you guys. I'm not sure what I want to give away yet, but they are very exciting, so I may give them to you. But also, I have some Lions news and just a couple of things to talk about, so let's get it started. Welcome into the video. And like I said, we have a few things to talk about. I have a few announcements first off. Tonight, I should be live. That is the plan, unless something crazy comes up. I should be live tonight with Lions on the Prowl. I should be live over there. So if you guys do want to check me out, the link should be in the description for that channel. But I'll probably put a post over here when I do go live. That way, if you guys want to see me over there talking sports, then boom, you guys can see me. Also, tomorrow, I have a plan to be making a video with someone that you guys probably don't know a lot about. He's kind of just reached out to me on Instagram. So I'll let you guys know if that does happen. You know, I don't want to spoil it now in case it doesn't, but it should happen, and I will put another post in the community for that. So make sure you stay locked in the community for these posts, because I will give you guys updates on where I will be at, where my videos will be at. So I should be making a video with someone tomorrow. He's kind of a big influencer, so I think that'll be really cool. And I'm really trying to decide, should I give y'all the news? Should I give y'all the news on what's going to be going down? Okay, you know what? You know what? I'm not going to say it yet. I'm not going to say it yet. We got some big news, though, coming. Hopefully, it's almost official that it will be happening. I'm not going to say it yet, though. I'm like 95% sure it's going to be on Friday. So make sure you guys stay tuned. I don't want to give you the news yet. I don't want to give it yet because I just want to make 100% sure that we're good to go. But I will give it to you guys. You guys should be excited. Let me just leave it at that, okay? Y'all are in for a treat. Anyways, let's get into some of this Lions talk, though. And, yeah, here we go. All right. Oh, also, Happy Easter. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. Happy Easter, everybody. Hopefully, everybody's having a great day. Yeah, let's hop right into this. So, first off, we're going to start with an ESPN analyst. And an ESPN analyst named Mike Clay said that he believes the Detroit Lions are better than a lot of people do believe. Now, the Detroit Lions, as we know, this offseason, this free agency period, wasn't the most exciting. I think we all came in expecting the Detroit Lions possibly make a huge, big splash signing. We know they had money to do it. They didn't go make a big splash signing, I would say. Not at least someone that we were expecting. We knew the holes that needed to be filled out. They released Damon Harrison. They released Rick Wagner. They traded Darius Slay. There was big holes. It was a very, very exciting and intriguing offseason for the Detroit Lions so far. The draft obviously is going to be great. I'm so excited for the draft. I'm pumped. But free agency was very exciting, but it was not maybe the way that we expected it to go, right? It wasn't going to get big DJ Reader or Javon Hargrave. It wasn't a big splash signing that everybody got hyped about. It was solid signings across the board with a lot of Patriot players. And I just want to point out that I know some people get upset about the Patriot signings. Don't be upset. I mean, my first off reason was that, hey, you know, Matt Patricia in the final year, he needs to be able to win, and it makes a lot of sense that he would bring in guys that are familiar with the scheme that can come in day one. But I also think with everything that is going around, it makes even more sense that he would bring in Patriots. The Lions may not have much of an offseason, right? We don't know. Obviously, we are hoping so much that the season is still on. We know it's going to be a virtual draft. But the Lions may not have much of an offseason. And because of that, they might not have as much time to bring in these new guys and try to get them, you know, involved in the scheme and understand everything right away. Because I feel like it's pretty complex what Matt Patricia likes to do defensively. It's a lot different from a lot of other teams. It's not a simple base 3-4 or a 4-3. So there's a lot to it. So he brought in a lot of ex-Patriots that can help him kind of share that message with some of the younger guys that can fill in right away, that are going to be comfortable. And they're also players that are impact players. They're not just bench riders. They're impact players for a guy like Matt Patricia who needs to start winning some football games. So again, Mike Clay said he believes Lions will be 8-8 with wins over teams like the Texans. He thinks, you know, the Detroit Lions are better than a lot of people think. I'm not going with my record prediction or anything like that yet. I'm waiting till the draft and when the schedule comes out. That way I know what the other NFC North teams look like. That way I can make predictions game by game. But I will say I do have some confidence that the Detroit Lions do have some holes, but I think they're obvious what the holes are, which is a great thing. I think we know offensively just from last year that we have a very good offense and we can win football games. When Matthew Stafford was healthy, I think it was 25.5 points per game that we actually averaged. Think about that. We averaged that many points with not much of a running game. So the Detroit Lions' holes are kind of obvious, right? They need a new guard to replace. New guard to replace Graham Glasgow, who we lost. They need some pass rush on defense, and they could use another cornerback. Those are the three main needs. So we know what the needs are heading into the draft. We have the ability with 9 picks to fill out those needs, possibly more if we trade back. So I do think this offseason, while not the most exciting, and I know we seem like the New England Lions, but understand, guys, I think this was a offseason that makes a lot of sense, especially with what's going on right now. And this could pan out well for Detroit Lions. Obviously, I'm hoping it does. Next up, we have to talk about some make or break players. Now, what is a make or break player? Well, we've done this I think every year, not every year, it's only been like 1 year, but when you look at players that right now, the Detroit Lions that are kind of could be on their last year, right? They have to show us something, or this could be their last year with the Detroit Lions. And I came up with 3 players. The first one is Jarrad Davis. Jarrad Davis, to me, is a guy that definitely is on that make-or-break season. There was rumors going on that Detroit Lions were shopping him, so I guess that really tells you where he's at. However, those were shot down by the Detroit Lions, but it kind of makes sense, right? Hasn't been awful. He has had one really good season. I think that was, 2 years ago, where he had 100-plus tackles, 5.5 sacks. He had a solid season then. He's been an okay player, definitely struggled in coverage, but he came in from Florida, known as a run stopper, and that's what we got. He hasn't been the best. He's been able to help us get some pressure, and I think Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn love his energy, and hopefully with bringing in a new linebacker coach and with getting guys like Jamie Collins, who he can learn from, which he hasn't really had the ability to yet because he hasn't really had anyone to learn from, right? Jarrad Davis came in, and he was the guy. Jarrad Davis came in, and he was the guy right away as a rookie. He didn't have someone to look up to and say, okay, what am I doing wrong? What do I do on defense? Okay, like, can you help me out a little bit? He hasn't had that. Now, hopefully, with a guy like Jamie Collins, he does have that. So, obviously, Jarrad Davis is in a very big spot here, already being in the league for, this going on his 4th year. But I do think Jarrad Davis has that motor and the energy and the will. I think he will get it done. He can have a breakout season. I really do think that could happen with a new linebacker coach and with a guy like Jamie Collins helping him out. Statistically, he may not have a crazy breakout year, but I think on the field, the eye test will tell you, okay, he might be playing a little bit better. So I do have high hopes for Jarrad Davis. Next up, Kerryon Johnson. Now, the thing with Kerryon is less his play on the field. For me, it's more just staying healthy. Kerryon, if you simply can stay healthy for most of the season, playing 13, 14 games, I think you're good to go. We've seen Kerryon be an absolute beast, and I don't ever take anything away from how great he is. I think Kerryon is an absolute amazing player. There's a reason he was the second round pick in the draft. There's a reason that in his rookie season, when he was healthy, he averaged 5.5 yards per carry. He's a heck of a running back and catch the ball in the backfield. He's very elusive, very underrated, his elusiveness. He's got enough speed to get to the outside. Kerryon Johnson overall is a very good running back that can complement Matthew Stafford very, very well. He just needs to find a way to stay healthy. And if he can do that this season, which I know is not something that is always under your control, but hopefully, maybe taking a little bit of stress off of him with other running backs this season, hopefully he can. I think he's going to be good to go because this is someone that you don't want to move on from. However, you got to see him stay healthy. So we'll see what his role looks like, but I do think this could be the make or break year for Kerryon. And then finally, Taylor Decker. Now, for me, Taylor Decker, I had to come up with a third one, so I went with Decker. But I feel like Taylor Decker is one of those players that after last season, the way he finished a lot better. I have high hopes this guy's going to be around here for a long time. I do believe Taylor Decker is going to be here for a long time. I don't see him going anywhere. I think he's going to lock up an extension, and I think he's going to have a good season this year. Like the way he finished last season, knowing that he's got to have a good year, I think he will. I think he's going to hold down that left side. He's had enough experience now. I think he's a solid player. I mean, you think about the competition that he's going against week in and week out against the NFC North. Guy goes against tons of competition. Definitely had some up and downs. Ending of last season definitely was a lot better. I have high hopes for Taylor Decker as well. All 3 of these guys I have very high hopes for. I think they all can ball out this season. I hope they do because I want to see all of these guys get an extension, be here longer. I want to see all of them live up to that potential that we hope they are, because you got to think we got 2 first-round picks here and a second-round pick. I want these guys to ball out. Let's talk about a tweet that Darius Slay put out. So I know a lot of people, the Darius Slay contradicts thing. I'm not getting into that. I don't want to get into that. It is what it is. Darius Slay put the thing about Matthew Stafford saying, number 9's the man and stuff like that. And I thought that was cool. Like, oh yeah, okay, I see you. And then Dan Orlovsky goes down, he comments, he will win 1. I still believe. So Dan Orlovsky has the belief that he can get a Super Bowl, and I think the Lions can do it. I really do think the Lions can do it. We'll just have to wait and see. I had to throw that in there, but yeah, we have some exciting things coming this week. Don't want to give you guys the surprise away yet, but I do think you guys should be on your toes because it's going to be really fun. And yeah, I hope a lot of you guys are there when it does take place. But there you go. Again, not tons of news. This is Easter Sunday, so happy Easter. Not tons of news because there's just really nothing going on until now in the draft, and I'm really excited for the draft. I'm ready to get the draft going. You know what I mean? I mean, we've done so many mock drafts. I'm just ready to see what we do. Video suggestions, anything you guys want to see, make sure you let me know. But until then, thank you for watching, and I'm out.